Well, we're back to another reading. Still haven't fixed the clock, or the rooster, or the chicken. Cats. There's cats now. So, yeah. Can't ship those up either, so, yeah, have fun. A little side story, basically about this. I actually kind of low-key read this before. On Quotive or something? Or, Quotive? Yeah, I think it's Quotive. And then I found it after I finished reading the last one. I'm like, oh, I read this before. So now we're reading this because, it is certified not that horrible. I don't remember why I stopped reading it though. I don't think it turned bad. I think I just got tired of having so many open tabs on my phone, and I just never bothered to remember the name. So we'll go with that. But anyways, this is chapter 1. These chapters are relatively long. Fuck. Anyways. That's Recovery Girl's sidekick, Seraph. I heard that she can heal as Recovery Girl does. Eh? But she's still a kid. But that doesn't stop her. Still, her face is like an angel. She's so pretty. Dumbass, don't be fooled by her looks. She's actually a sadist. What do you mean? She's not like Recovery Girl. She heals whoever she feels worth healing. She won't heal you if she doesn't like you. What? What kind of logic is that? I don't know. I don't even know why she's a hero at such a young age. You sighed upon hearing the upperclassmen's murmurs about you. It was completely right, though. You were not exactly a sadist. But, by the way, you work and heal. The name just worked itself on the gossips and unimportant tattle. You had your own reasons, sure, but you cannot say it out loud and announce it just so people can understand you. You didn't need for them to understand you, because it was enough if you worked behind the curtains and saved people in your own way. The entrance exam was nearing, and so you were told to prepare yourself to provide assistance for your grandmother, Recovery Girl. Even though you were young, 15 years old to be exact, you were appointed by the principal itself to work for UA. You already graduated after advancing in your middle school, making you the youngest hero ever graduated. Although you were just support, it was a pleasure for you to work for UA, especially that your grandmother loved said school. Heels were tapping on the floor as you took each step, walking confidently in the hallways before you. Even if you were surrounded by countless murmurs and tales. With papers in your hands, you turned to the corner and slid the door open as you arrived at your destination and went into the infirmary. There you saw your grandmother sitting on her chair, papers in her hands. Here you go, Ma, you said with a weird British accent. You said with a smile and handing her the papers Principal Nezu gave to you. Thank you, dear, she said in a sweet tone, turning back to her own business. You sat on the chair of your own desk, pulling the cabinet beside you, and continued on making handmade medicine that you formulated yourself. Entrance exam is near, don't you think? You glanced at your grandma and nodded. I suppose. That means new people here in the academy, at your age too. Aren't you excited? You stared and picked one of the candy-like medicine you made before shrugging. Not really. With a sigh, you glanced at the sidewalk before watching the sun slowly dipping on the horizon. Your eyes softened at the sight. The day ended so fast, and it certainly made you think that time was moving too quickly. So fast, I think I couldn't catch up. Then a sudden and loud masculine scream snapped you out of your trance. You looked at its source and saw that it was at the shore, seeing a green-haired boy, same as your age, you supposed, and he was wearing a matched sweatpants and jersey jacket. He was pulling a refrigerator using a rope on his own while screaming in both desperation and determination. You frowned. Such a little body and weak muscles. Why is he pushing himself to do such a thing? That's foolish. You clicked your tongue in annoyance, rolling your eyes in irritation of seeing such a determined boy with baseless strength. He was obviously trying his hardest to do something that can break him, and it was making you pissed. What a way to treat your body, you mumbled to yourself. But you wanted to say it to him. You'd say you hated seeing people who recklessly use their body to such extent just because of mere will. People bleed just to know they're alive, you knew that. But you would refuse to heal someone who's sacrificing their body in such a foolish way, with such a dumb reason, with such an aimless goal. With a scoff, you walked away, but the boy's scream was tugging you, making you freeze on your spot. You knew it was just stubbornness, but you couldn't help but think otherwise. Damn it. You whipped your head to the boy, seeing him almost collapsing because of his own fucking fault. You sighed, gripping the strap of your shoulder bag before sprinting down to the shore and hurriedly went to the boy. damn it, why am I doing this again? Hey, you! Seaweed! The boy turned groggily to your direction, eyes half-lidded, and sweat cascading from his forehead down to his cheeks. Seaweed? You rolled your eyes and scowled as you walked closer. You should stop and give yourself some slack. You're obviously tired and wasted. Get a rest. He gritted his teeth and continued on pulling the heavy thing, completely ignoring you as he turned away from you. You eyed him in disbelief, eye twitching in irritation while your eyebrows frowned in slight annoyance. Hey, are you listening to me? Your words seemed to vanish like a breeze, and you weren't happy because of it. You walked closer to him and held him in his shoulder, making him turn to you. I said, I heard you the first time, he mumbled coarsely. Barely heard. Then why aren't you stopping? He turned to you with an exasperated but bright and determined smile and softly said, Because I need to do my best, to be the best. Your eyes slightly widened at his remark. Your mouth was ajar in disbelief. This man. You sighed deeply, pinching the bridge of your nose in distress, and dug something from your bag. Still, that's a reckless way to work out. You'll break if you're not careful. At last you found it, a small bag of pink candy that you made specifically to gain stamina. You held it within your palm before opening it to show the medicine to him. Take this, it'll give you temporary stamina and strength. I'll give you one because taking 2 within 24 hours can be lethal. I made these for emergencies, but... He stared at the thing you were offering him, slightly confused about your intentions, of course. You were a stranger to him. It would be obvious that he would feel suspicious or creeped out. At least that's what you thought. He took the candy and popped it in his mouth without hesitation before widely and cheerfully smiling to you. Thank you for your help. You pursed your lips, eyeing him in surprise. He took it even though he wasn't sure if it's real medicine. What the heck is the deal with this guy? You really shouldn't take something from a stranger. What if the thing I gave you was dangerous? He laughed amusingly and looked at you with his bright and hopeful eyes. If you weren't so pissed off at his actions, you could almost be lost in those eyes and his laughter. That's really ironic, coming from you who wanted to stop me from straining my body. You scoffed and stuck out your lower lip into a pout, crossing your arms in slight annoyance. You finally fucking admitted that you were pushing yourself too far, you freaking seaweed. He scratched the back of his head and laughed nervously, then gasped as he looked onto his hands. Whoa, that thing really worked. I'm not feeling that tired anymore. Thank you so much. It was temporary. You really should get some sleep rest. He refused to do what he was told, as he picked up the rope and began pulling once again, grinning. Such an obstinate attitude, you must say. But his next line was something you didn't in the very least expect, and it made his resolve clear for you. If you want to go to UA... if I want to go to UA, I have to take risks. Your eyes softened as you stared at him. UA, huh, so that's why. How about you? Why did you help me? He asked, walking slowly as he made progress on pulling the refrigerator. It was good to see him fine and moving, unlike earlier when he was almost collapsing on the ground due to exhaustion. You gave him a blank look and deadpanned. Because I'm a healer. He looked at you with awe, his bright and big emerald eyes filled with wonder and amazement. That's amazing! You can heal people then! Well, I mean, obviously you just said that you're a healer. You snorted as you took your steps at a slow pace, matching his as he pulled the refrigerator behind him. To your own surprise, you decided to stay for a while, with no clear reason. His demeanor seemed weak and pathetic, but you noticed that he had a strong resolve and will to race towards his goal, especially seeing him struggle with pulling a freaking refrigerator. His true intention was unclear, but you had to admit, it amused you a little bit. Yeah, more or less, you muttered under your breath, but it was loud enough for him to hear it. Silence soon fell between you two as the current topic came to an end. Still, you refused to go and continued to walk alongside him. It's getting late, he said as he approached the pile of garbage at the side. Rope still in his hand, he turned to you widely and kindly beamed a smile at you. Strolling in the middle of the night is dangerous. You should go home, Miss, His voice trailed off into a murmur, stopping at the part where he was supposed to say your name. You averted your eyes towards him and spoke in a monotone voice. Shu Xianji Yin. You can call me by my first name. Also, we're bringing back Yin Lin, except, since you're related to Recovery Girl, whose last name I probably just butchered, Shunzinji, is now your last name instead of Yin Lin. But your name, okay, it's not your name, but protagonist's name is now Yin. God damn it. Whatever. You can call me by my first name. For what reason did I allow him to do that? He blinked and nodded, a smile was whitening as I held out his hand. He held out his hand. Damn. Offering a handshake. I'm Midoriya Izuku. Nice to meet you, Yin-san. And I just said son, god damn it. Okay, if that pops up again, I'm not gonna fucking say it. I refuse to fucking say it. Unless it's something so important where it's like, oh my god, have to say it. Where it's like, oh my god, different honorific now. Wow, character development. You reluctantly held his hand, wrapping your fingers around it while he gently squeezed and gratefully shook it. It was warm and soft. You took it as an opportunity to transfer a bit of your strength to him, a slight warmth enveloping between your hands as you gave him enough strength for reserve in case he really pushes himself too far. You quickly let go of his hand to avoid suspicion of what you were doing and let yours fall to your side, forming it into a fist as you felt his warmth still linger on it. I shall go then, you said and started to walk away. As you began walking towards the stairs, you heard him shout, Thank you again for the help, Yin-Lin! Damn it, I said Yin-Lin. Yin! You huffed and waved your hand without looking back at him and shouted back, Welcome! I'll see you later, Midoriya. He was confused and puzzled over your reply as if you were expecting to see him again, but he shook it off and went back to his own business and finished what he needed to be done. As you walked to your home, thoughts conquered your mind, completely taking over you as you walked in a daze, and those thoughts were about your newfound acquaintance. Midoriya Izuku, huh? You bit your lips, frowning as you halted before lifting up your gaze in the before lifting your gaze up in the skies. Exhaling in the exasperation and confusion, you watched the orange sky fade into navy blue and felt the breeze sweeping past your face. Someone had never made you act as you did earlier. Moreover, someone reckless like him. You furrowed your brows at the thought and shook it off, continuing to your destination. This is strange. You thought to yourself, and brought your hand up. The same hand the Midoriya held. The Midoriya held. It sounds like a fruit now. I didn't think I would use my quirk that easily to someone I just met. A freaking guy who was pulling a damn refrigerator for whatever reason. What was I thinking back then? You closed your hand and sighed. This is making me insane. He is making me insane. Well, that's the end of the first chapter. That's actually significantly shorter than I thought it would be. I don't know. I mean, they do a lot of spaced out paragraphs, so maybe it's just a lot longer, technically speaking, because of that, but not actually significantly longer. Actually, well, no, because it looks longer, but it's about the same length as half of these other chapters I read, so, well, in any case, that's it. That's the end of chapter 1. And I'm pretty sure, despite what half of you might be thinking, you're probably thinking, wow, this lady sounds kind of bitchy. Don't worry, she isn't. At least I'm pretty sure she turns out not bitchy. Either way, wonderful.